So today we're looking at how to create an app script. So let's start with Google Sheets. So you can go to extensions and app script, and that will create the script. That is also how you access it later if you need to go back to it. You can do the same thing in Docs, extensions and app script. Slides is the exact same thing, extensions to app script. Forms is a little different because it doesn't have a menu. So you have to go over here to the three dots and then come down here to app script. Finally, you can create a standalone script. I'll explain in a second by going to script.google.com and then clicking on New Project. Next, let's look at how to delete a script real quick. So when you have the script open, click over here on Overview, and then on the far right, there is a trash can that allows you to remove and delete the project. And once you do that, then it will be deleted. So let's go over here and look at a couple quick things. So you can rename the project, and this is handy because you can search for this name. And so if we go over here, you can see some of these names are not very descriptive, and so that's not necessarily a good thing. But if we go over here to find my script, I can find a direct link to that. Now keep in mind, the script will always be accessible from this extension and app script menu. So that may bring up a question is why would we create a script inside of a sheet, doc, slide, or a form when we can create it as a standalone one? So this one is called a container bound. And if you look at the project details, you can see here it says the container, and so it tells you where that script actually is. Versus if you create one in just the script.google, it won't have a container. So why would you want a container? So the container bound script has special privileges. So it gives direct access to whatever the container is, whether it's a sheet, doc, etc. It allows you in Google Sheets to create custom functions, which are essentially like special formulas that you get to create. It also allows you to add project triggers, such as on open, whenever you open the project, or in Google Sheets, you can do on edit and so forth. It also allows you to create buttons that will reference that script, and also allows you to create a script menu that can show up next to help that gives you direct links to different functions. And so then the question is, why would you create a standalone script? Why would you just create one that would live in here? And the reason it would be if you're using something, for example, to manage your Google Drive, that you cannot create a container bound script, or maybe something for your Gmail or other Google projects. Now, as we wrap up this video, I wanted to point out one more thing. So this one has a container bound script. So if you make a copy of this Google Sheet, you'll see that app script file will be automatically attached. And so if you have a template with a script attached, every time you make a copy, that script will already be there and already in place. And that's it for today's video. Make sure to check out the other videos on our channel for more tutorials on both Google Sheets and AppScript. And as always, have a great day.